Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Wos, and okay, I know I haven't the last 2 seasons uploaded battling in the leagues. Basically, what happened with that was I just got way too far behind and didn't feel like uploading like 6 battles at once, which is what currently happened in the season 5 of the PWC. I constantly just kind of pushed it off and pushed it off. I promise you, 100% I will be uploading all the battles in this one. It is only 8 teams, so I think it's 7 weeks, so it is a lot easier than 13 or whatever it is in BWC. But yeah, like I said, as you can tell, we have a new league here. I just joined the CPL, I believe. I try to personally get the name to be the Pokemon Combat Association, aka the PCA. Um, but they didn't go for that, I guess. They aren't fans of Zoe 101, so they can go fuck themselves. But basically, what happened was 2 people dropped out, and I joined the league with 7 of the Mons, 8 of the Mons already picked for my team. Which that kind of sucks in general for the fact that you can't make your team the way you want to, but the way the dude drafted for me was awful. It was not very good. You'll see. I'll explain why I said that. So it's probably gonna be a lot quicker for the fact that I didn't draft these. I don't have a reason behind drafting these, except for I think 3, 4 of the mods. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna go by the tier listing and how it was on the spreadsheet because I don't know the order he drafted him in. So let's just go with it. As you can see, our first mod right here is tier 1 pick was Clefable. Its stats are so underwhelming for the fact that it is so good. Excuse me, I burped. It is fairy typing. I mean, that's already good. But the fact that it gets, I think, 2 really good abilities. One, well, it gets 2. It gets Unaware and Magic Guard. So they can't really dwindle it down. It is a great wall. Can actually play offensive. I've done that in a lot already, running Life Orb and just kind of unexpectedly hitting people hard. That was the stupidest statement I ever made because it sounded so dumb. Just hitting people for unexpected damage is always fun. But I mean, it's gonna do what it does. It stealth rocks. It can wish. Has a little bit decent coverage, but mainly it's just gonna kind of wall a lot of things. And it is nice to have I'd say a good wish passer. Um, I don't think it gets baton pass or like U-turn or anything, which kind of sucks. If it gets parting shot, I'm really happy. Nope, I didn't think it did. But I mean, the Thunder Wave nerf in this generation does kind of suck for me, but I'll figure out how to use it. It's not that it's not good. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But the tier 2 pick, I'm iffy on. Scoliope. Normally, this thing would be really good to build a team around. He did not fucking build a good team around it at all, and I'll explain why at the end. But it's Scoliope. It's going to have speed boost. It's going to get toxic spikes. Maybe a baton pass and speed into things. Sword stance is kind of set up. It's kind of like the ultimate utility mon for the fact that it has good enough attack to potentially sweep late game, but it stab isn't that good. Like the only buck step it can really X scissor, but that's okay. I don't know. You never see it do anything because of the fact that it can be walled by a decent amount of things, and it can not easily be revenge killed. But if they take one, hit it with anything, especially defensive, it kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, it does give us a check to fairies, which is nice. Or as you can see here, we have bulk utility. The next mon tier 3, we get 2 of them. Gastrodon. I personally like the blue one more. Actually, what does it look like shiny? Really? That's it. That's underwhelming. It's Gastrodon. It has Storm Drain, so it's not. It gives you a water immunity. But it's bulky. It's just gonna toxic things and recover. Except I don't think it actually gets rocks, does it? No. Yeah, it doesn't have good coverage. Like it's literally gonna toxic, and then wish, not wish. Just front protect at that point. Yeah, it really can't do much at all, which kind of sucks. But you probably heard that. My apologies if you did. But the next mon, Fortress. I absolutely hate Fortress, especially in League. It's so passive. It can set up hazards, yes. It can spin hazards away, yes. But a quad weakness, I hate quad weaknesses. It has shit special defense, and the only way it can do damage to things other than toxic is running gyro ball or heavy slam, which is fully dependent upon the other Pokemon being slow or light, which annoys the hell out of me for the fact that if you all you have to do is set us with sub. You see this thing in, you set up a sub, I literally have to switch out because I cannot do anything to you. Because it's just going to run Volt Switch, Rapid Spin, and then maybe a Hazard or two. That's it. It's so bad in my opinion. It's the only reason people take it is because it's a Rapid Spinner, and that's all it can do. Set up hazards, yes, but it sucks. It's not good. So as you can see, why I said he didn't draft well. We are 4 Mons in, and we have 3 defensive Mons and a utility Mon, which suck, especially for the way I play offensively. It sucks. The Mons I got to pick, by the way, were a free slot, and then 2 my tier 5 and tier 4. Okay, I got to pick 3 lower tier Mons. But I got Mesprit, and I love Mesprit so much in this. For the fact that it has base 105s all around, which means it can be run physically offensive, physically defensive, especially offensive, especially defensive, and it has good enough coverage. It has the ability to set up. It can U-turn. It can be run defensive. It can run utility. I love. I guess I've said this before in a couple other 2 seasons ago, maybe this. I don't know. Whatever season I had this in. It can 1v1 Mons very easily. Say I cannot deal with an Excadrill, per se. All I have to do is run Levitate, run physically bulky, and I can... I mean, I saw, obviously, I can HP Fire, I can Power Up Punch, Fire Punch. It has good enough coverage for the fact that you can mess with it, especially if it's choice, running Levitate, if you're running Sand Force or Sand Rush. Sand Rush, usually. I can come in, set up a sub maybe, and just kind of mess around with it. But yeah, it's a Mon I love using because of the fact that it is very, very versatile in my opinion. Plus it gets Healing Wish, which is dope. The tier 5 Mon, once again, I picked Substrika. It's just fast, an Electric type. It gives me a little bit of actual use in Volt Switch, unlike from Fortress. It doesn't have good special attack and attack. Like I said, this thing is mainly going to be in there to Volt Switch in and out, and especially if they don't have a ground type or anything that's immune to electric, and get into my heavy hitters, which you'll see in like a turn, or like 3 or 2 months, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, doesn't have great coverage. It gets fire coverage, which is nice, but I mean, one of the slots, if they do have ground types, can be run for HP Ice Grass or Water, depending on what it is. I mean, it's okay. I expect it to do a little bit of damage to things, but like I said, it's mainly there to get me in and allow me to get in and out. But like I said, we do get Megas in this league. I got tier 5 Mega Banette. This thing, honestly, in my opinion, should not be tier 5. It's Prankster Debond. Theoretically, I can't speak. You should be able to have a KD around 1 with this thing. Because that's all you have to do is bring it in, have it die, and just debond before it, and you take out a Mon. Which is awesome, because something's setting up. Especially if it is a setup Mon, say like a Salamence. All you have to do is bring this thing in when it's at +3. Press debond. Eventually they will have to attack you. And the fact that I do like it for the fact that it also does have 165 attack, which is tied for the 4th highest attack in league, because Mega Mewtwo X is legal, so it does have ridiculously high attack, which you can utilize a little bit with Shadow Sneak and knockoff, stuff like that. But it's mainly going to be run utility. I'm going to try to run offensive with it, see how that works. Probably always have Debond on it though, because why the hell not? Okay, so we're going to go on to the next of our, or the first of our 4 free slots. As you see, we got Mega Manettes. We have enough money to get money. Wow. We have enough points to be able to get a lot of high tier things. The first one we had was Scizor, which I love. I love Scizor. Technician with this thing is ridiculous, and if you were hearing that, that is Colton and Destin, and they can go fuck themselves. But it has doesn't have the best coverage, but what other coverage you need other than U-turn, Bug Bite, Bullet Punch, Sword Stance. It gives me a setup mon. It gives me hazard removal because fuck Fortress. Like I said, you know what Scizor does. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna run Bandit. It's gonna run Sword Stance maybe. It's gonna be bulky. I love using this mon. I've used it once before, and I've also loved using Conkeldurr. As you can tell, those are 3 really offensive, physically offensive mons. I'm sorry, it is late right now and I'm tired, but I've been not putting this off. I've recorded this once before and it sucked, so I wanted to do it again, do it better. It's like Conkeldurr. It's a fighting type, which I love having. It has 3 ridiculously good abilities that you can run with Iron Fist, Sheer Force, and Guts. You can mainly run it AV, but it does have the elemental punches. Does get knockoff, EQ, Stone Edge, so it does get the things you're gonna need to hit pretty much everything. Poison Jab. Can it not hit something for super effective damage? Ground type? Well, I mean, obviously, okay. I can't hit like a ground and water type for super effective damage, but yeah, it's Conkeldurr. It's gonna do a lot of damage if they're complacent with it. Next one we have here is Celebi. Finally, something specially offensive that can do something. Here's why I also hated this team. 4 mons with quad weaknesses. This thing's quad weak to bug. We have 2 quad fire weakness, and we have a quad grass weakness, which is so annoying for leagues, because if something gets ridiculously good coverage, aka like a Nidoking or Queen, like you'll see, this thing, it can just run through teams for the fact that it can have super effective quad damage on everything. The thing that annoys me too is it's mainly utility mon. It's not that good. It's gonna help Stealth Rocks. It's gonna maybe you turn in and out, but other than that, it's really not gonna do much. It can, but it only moves. It's really gonna run our Dazzling Gleam, Giga Drain, Psychic. Yeah, U-turn. It can run physical with Zen Headbutt and Seed Bomb, but its coverage is not good at all. It gets Earth Power, so that's cool, but once again, it's really nothing special. And let's move on, because it's, yeah. The last one we did get to pick, I picked was Dragalge. I did want a dragon type, just so I can possibly just hit something ridiculously hard with Draco. I've used it before, I liked it. Plus adaptability on this thing is ridiculous. And it is a poison type to help me deal with fairies, even though we do have Scizor. It gives me a second option, so they don't know if they have a really good fairy type that Scizor has to come. I can also use this. It does have really good special attack too, or special defense with 123, so it can kind of run bulky a little bit. It does get T-spikes, can be run utility. But look at this team right now. It's really weak to ground. And like I said about Scolipede, why I didn't like this on his team, you have nothing to baton pass into. Like, the speed tiers 60, 39, 40, 80, 116, which you're not going to need to pass speed into, 75, 65, 45, 100. There's nothing that can be used, like, that can use baton pass speed into, like the plus speed. If there was something like a Kartana or Xurkitree or Buzzwole, just something that is slightly at the point where a Scarf is kind of needed for it, but it can hit really hard if you run Band-Aid or Life Orb. Baton passing speed into that then makes sense, this team makes absolutely no sense for the one thing Scully Pete's really good at, and it annoys me. um, Luckily though, Luna did give me and the other guy who joined in the option to drop one of our mons in our draft and pick up something else. I said Fortress here can go fuck off because this thing is garbage in my opinion. And I got Darmanitan, which is great. I do love Scarf Dom Banded Darm. I've used it before. I actually have one-shotted a fully defensive Hippowdon with this thing. I mean, it was a banded crit Flare Blitz, but still, that's ridiculous for Hippowdon. It's Darmanitan. You know what it's going to do. It's just going to hit something really hard. It's a nuke. That's what it is. And I am recording these after the first week. I just had my battle about an hour ago. So that'll probably go up tomorrow. I'm too tired to actually record it tonight. So I'm going to go to bed after this. But we did get one other mon. I dropped Scolipede. Because like I said, there's no point in having it on Steam. And yeah, I got Zygarde 10%. The reason I wanted it, I was just looking at it and I either wanted this or 50%. 50% can take hits a lot better. But you have to run Scarf or DD to outspeed a lot. Base 115, that speed is really good. Because just like running Sneasel, for the base 100s, you can run Adamant with it until it's beat by 1. And if you're Scarf, it's awesome. I think this thing can do a lot of work for the fact that what the hell is that? I've never even seen that move. Like it does get Draco, even though its special attack is garbage. Yeah, you're gonna have to run physical on it. Let me see. Give me a sec. But it does. It gets, Earthquake, which I'm not gonna run. It has Outrage. Lance Wrath just sounds fucking badass, but it will never be run. Why? Because 1,000 fucking arrows is amazing. The fact that it hits literally everything except for if it has Levitate is so ridiculous because now flying types can't switch in. Because all you do is run 1,000 arrows and it can do so much, and that's why I wanted it, just for that move specifically. And running the speed on this thing, I think I can do a lot of work with it. Does it also have a dope? Oh god, the shinies. Okay, I'm just gonna say Zygarde shinies are the coolest fucking thing ever. I mean, now I don't want to lie to you guys. Yeah, coolest fucking shinies ever. I love the white and light blue. But yeah, that's the team now. Is Clef, Zygarde 10%, not the broken ass fucking complete form. Gastrodon, Mesprit, Zepstrika, Darm, Dragougi, Celebi, Scizor, Conk, and Mega Banette. Like I said, the first week will probably be up tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I would also, I'm just going to shout this out. I started a podcast with my best friend. If you go on to, it's such a fucking stupid thing, but hey, check us out. Go on iTunes podcast, look up H2Know. That's H2KNOW. And as I'm sure you can kind of figure out what it's about. It's the stupidest thing ever, but I personally love it. Like I said, please check us out. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a like on this video, give us a review, give us comments. I don't care. Just tell me how fucking stupid I am. Just do it. That's it. I'm gonna go to bed. Peace.